I love Yeshua's brother James and his epistle. I wish we had more of his writings. I would love to have met him. He is my favorite apostle. He is famous for speaking of our works in obedience of Torah as what perfects our faith and proclaims faith without works is dead. He calls Torah in 2:8 the royal law. That Greek word royal is basilikos and means the Torah is sovereign. And every time that Greek word is used, it is associated with nobility. My favorite verses are 1:25 and 2:12, where he calls Torah the law of liberty. This Greek word is eliotheia, which means to give unrestrained pleasure and freedom as a citizen and not a slave. And the word is used a total of 11 times in the New Testament. And each time it is used, it is talking about being free from bondage, such as in 2 Corinthians 3:17, where Paul says, "Now Adonai is spirit, and where the spirit of Adonai is, there is liberty." The word law in Greek is nomos, which is clearly the Greek word for Torah. So James clearly elevates Torah to be observed. He goes on to say in 1:25 that if we continue to observe and practice the law of liberty, being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, that this man will be blessed in his deeds. Some translations say blessed in what he does. But here's the kicker. This Greek word for deed is only used once, and it is the Greek word poesis, which means action in performance of the Torah. And in using this specific Greek word, James further clarifies that he is speaking of the man who labors in doing the deeds of Torah, the laws of liberty, which bring freedom and never bondage, will be blessed. For obedience to Torah is never bondage. Our obedience to Torah will keep us from sin, which brings the curse of bondage. It gets even better. James admonishes us in 2:8 that if we really perform the royal law according to Scripture, and that word Scripture, according to Paul in 2 Timothy 3:16, is speaking of Torah as the Holy Scriptures. So, repeating again 2:8, if we really perform the royal law according to Scripture, we will do well. Incidentally, that word well in Greek is kalos, and also means to recover. James goes on to say in verse 10, "For whoever shall keep the whole law and yet stumble in one point, he's guilty of it all. So speak and so do as those who will be judged by the law of liberty." I wish we all had a healthy understanding of Torah like James. I'm Bill Sanford, trying to put the Torah in proper perspective in our day.